Okay, I'll give y'all another little update on the mower. And this is kind of interest to some folks, I suppose. Back in the old days, all the lawnmowers were flat heads and the valves were inside. We didn't ever have to adjust the valves on them. But these newer engines, like this one, has rockers and valves that can be adjusted. Now on this one, this exhaust, the intake, it should be adjusted with a gap of 5/1000ths of an inch. This one should be 7. Now I'm gonna pull out so you can see what 5/1000ths looks like on my gauge here. Okay, that's 5/1000ths. So I should be able to stick that in there and have it be tight. That's not very tight. That's, in fact, it's, you can see, you can see daylight. You could probably stick a dime in there, as opposed to something that should be that tight. So what happens if these gets out of adjustment is it makes it very difficult for the motor to start. The motor will act like the pistons are froze up or something. You know, you go to crank it and it'll kind of, you just won't be able to get it to turn over. It'll act like it's got too much compression, which in a way it kind of does, because when the valves are that tight, they're not really, releasing enough so that you can get in there to get what you need. Now what I've got to do is, there's a little socket, there's a little, I don't know how to describe it. Let me get some wrenches. Give me a couple of seconds to get me some wrenches. And I bet you I don't have any 10mm wrenches, but maybe I can find something that'll get me by. There's a little tiny thing they call, I guess they call that a Torx wrench. That goes in the center of that nut that holds that rocker shaft in place. And then there's an outside wrench, I believe that's probably a 10mm, which I'm not going to have because I don't have any metric wrenches, but I might turn it with one of these. That's 7/16, but I might can get by with that. Just got to find the right Torx screw head thing to go into that. Oh, I do hope I've got one. Otherwise I'm gonna have to be going to Bobby's house to try to borrow one. Yep, I'm afraid it's gonna be the one I don't have, which is a 20. I've got a 15. I don't have a 20 unless, pretty sure I don't have one in any of my tools here. Let's try. It's funny when you come on a trip like this, you bring a lot of tools, a lot of tool boxes, but you always, it seems like sooner or later, oh, look at there, that's a fit, that's perfect. So that's a T15. So that's good. That means I can hold that still and then turn this other thing. It's one of those places where I need about 3 hands. But what we have to do is loosen this bolt and hold the center still. I can do this with this. Hold the center still with this and loosen it with, where's that 7/16 I had in my hand? Oh yeah, it's going to be something about like this. So I'm going to turn this that way and that this way. So I can, it ain't going to work. That's not going to be good. See, that is a 10. I bet I can't loosen it. Or maybe I can. So maybe if I can loosen that, I can turn this. It's going to be a little tricky, but it's doable, I think. Gonna be tricky, but I think I can pull it off. So this 5mm should go in there in such a way that it's tight-ish. I'll have to loosen that torque some more. I need to tighten this while I'm loosening that. If that makes any sense. By the way, there's lots of YouTube videos about how to do this, but don't try to do it based on what you see me doing here. Go find somebody that's doing it with the proper tools, who can show you from a correct angle so you can see, because you can't really see from where I'm working here. It's about where it needs to be, but I need to be able to hold that head. Maybe I can do it with a little adjustable wrench. Yeah, that's going to be tricky, but it might be doable. So, almost where I want that to be. Oop. Okay, that's pretty good there.